news that impacts you and your community. 13 on Your Side Evening News starts now.
Today marks 1 year since the mass shooting at Michigan State University. A gunman opened fire on campus, killing 3 students and injuring 5 others. Today, flags across the state are lowered to half-staff in honor of Alexandria Verner, Ariel Anderson, and Brian Fraser. The university is not holding classes today. Elena Holland is live now in East Lansing with more on what the feeling is like on campus. Elena.
Hey there, Juliet. So this is certainly not an easy day here on Michigan State University campus. We're here in front of the Sparty statue, as you can see, is just filled with flowers, tributes. We've seen people come up. A young gentleman put that sign up on here remembering one of the victims, Alexandria Verner. Lots of flowers. Let me step out so you can get a little closer look here. In the few hours that we've been here today, we've seen just people, groups of people after people piling on these flowers, taking a few moments here to step aside and reflect. Even this afternoon, we were here as Governor Gretchen Whitmer stopped by. She laid some flowers here on the statue and read some of the tributes of people who have written little notes here on the statue. There's some around the base as well. She spoke to some of the students nearby and joined them in moments of silence. Now, classes were canceled today for this somber day, and yet here on the campus, the sidewalks were never fully empty. That's as people walked by carrying about their day, but also had some time to remember the lives lost. We spoke to some students today who said they were having a moment of reflection today as they were walking by this statue, getting ready for that vigil this evening, talking to different people here on this campus. They're saying it's been a difficult day, but they're encouraged by the sense of community and hope. However, many people also calling out wanting to get more security and safety, that feeling of safety here on campus. But overall, just a difficult day for a lot of people. We're also joined here with 13 on Your Side, Micah Cho, as there's a remembrance planned later on this evening. Let's go to him live. He's just across the way from me here now. So Micah, what do things look like there?
Elena, it's an empty parking lot right now, but soon we're expecting a lot of students to come over here. Like you said, we're right near the Sparty statue. Again, this is where students will be gathering tonight. It's going to be an opportunity for students to drop off luminary lanterns that some students made yesterday in the Breslin Center. We talked to sophomore Sophie Mangan last night about how she's been healing over the past year and what memorials like tonight mean to her.
So it's definitely been a different healing process for me, and I know it's different for everyone, but the way I healed the most was through surrounding myself with my family and my friends. I think it's been really amazing to come together with all my friends and just even people I don't know, just to know that there's just so much more love here at this community.
And that memorial is expected to start at 7:30 tonight. We'll toss it back to you, Elena, for now. In East Lansing, Mike Cho, 13 on Your Side.
Micah, thank you. And in Grand Rapids, a man can often be seen running with the American flag, but today he ran instead with the Spartan flag in remembrance of those 3 lives lost 1 year ago. Zachary Baker says running is his way to honor those who have served our country. And he told us today that when he woke up this morning, he wanted to do something to remember those 3 students that were killed last year. He says he's been an MSU fan his whole life and that the shooting felt close to home.
I remember coming home from work that night and I checked Facebook and people were talking about there's a shooting on MSU campus, and I was following it the whole night, just crying. And it's like, it's dear, and it hurts when it hits so close to home like that.
And he's been running as a form of remembrance for several years and hopes that by seeing the green and white go by, people could pause, be united in remembering those lives lost. Now, still to come at 5:30, see how one small business has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars in the wake of the shooting and what Spartan Strong really means to them. But for now, let's toss things back to Juliet in studio. For now, live in East Lansing, Elena Holland, 13 on Your Side.
We'll see you again at 5:30, Elena. Thank you. In the years since, Michigan has moved to put stricter gun laws into place, laws that take effect today. 13 on Your Side political reporter Josh Albertus spent the last year tracking the legislation as it made its way through the state capitol. Josh joins us now with what some of the students at the forefront of the calls for change are saying now, Josh.
Well, of course, Juliet, this kind of pain doesn't just go away. They say they're going to be dealing with this for a very long time. Over the past year, everyone has dealt with this kind of pain in their own way, but some have turned that pain, their pain, into action. Green, a color often tied to the idea of hope, as students at Michigan State University grappled with the lasting impact of a shooting that took 3 of their classmates, Alexandria Verner, Ariel Anderson, and Brian Frazier, and injured 5 more. It was green that flooded the lawns and steps of the state capitol as students called for change.
The time for change was years ago, after each previous mass shooting. But I refuse to be another statistic in the American education system, and I refuse to wait until others come to realize that all those victims, they were worthy of life. You guys are worthy of life. I am worthy of life.
Pressed by students to take action, state lawmakers moved quickly in the wake of the shooting to pass legislation reforming the state's gun laws. Bills instituting universal background checks for gun purchases, higher standards for gun storage, and extreme risk protection orders to keep guns from those deemed a danger to themselves or others, all being signed into law just months later.
We don't have to live like this, and today we are showing we are not going to anymore.
But what about the students themselves? One of them, Clarissa Mata, class of 2023.
I obviously felt really scared. I also was really angry at everything that happened. I was angry at the person who did it. I was angry that there weren't systems already in place to protect us.
For her, anger quickly turned to action.
I like to be productive with my anger. I don't like feeling angry or sad. And so I asked myself, what can I do? I tried to go to work the next day and it just didn't feel right.
Enter her friend, Charlotte Plotsky.
My friend Charlotte texted me and she said, we need to do something.
Together, the two organized, leading efforts to make their government listen. A year later, Charlotte, now a senior at MSU, is reflecting on what was for her a year of action.
Just looking around at my peers and seeing that huge community of us who really were speaking out, we really were caring, we were organizing, we were testifying at House committee. That was just really amazing to see that big effort come into play.
But even now, what comes next for students like Plotsky and Mata?
Are you satisfied with what's come out of the state capitol, or do you think that more needs to be done here?
Yeah, I think satisfied is a strong word. I'm definitely happy and impressed with what has been done and how fast it has been done. But I do think that this is just a first step.
For Plotsky, next steps take the shape of more mental health resources for students touched by this kind of violence and a ban on assault-style weapons.
Shootings that happen with assault weapons are so much more deadly. If the students at MSU were shot with an AR that survived, I don't know if they would have been alive.
Their fight is one they say they've continued in the names of those that were lost.
At the end of the day, everything that I did for my advocacy is for the students that lost their lives. They shouldn't have had to die that day.
But the work they have been able to do, they said, stands as a testament to all.
This definitely sets the precedent that we do have a voice and we do have a say in things.
But as they first look toward continuing to heal alongside their community, they turn to the spirit of the color green.
I like to think there's always hope.
Josh Albertus, 13 on your side.
13 on your side will have special Spartan Strong coverage throughout our 90 minutes to remember the victims of the MSU shooting. You can also find all of our stories on 13onyourside.com, as well as watch on the 13 Plus app.